Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at Elon, and just before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but it's really just kind of being a whole lot of boring right now. 62,000 is pretty much the average. It did bounce off 60,000 yesterday, which just reaffirms itself as a strong support level. I think we'll see a continuation of the upside in the very near future. Now moving on to Elon here, what we're looking at is a 1 hour chart. So quickly note here that we got a nice little price increase here recently. Again, the last couple of hours, somewhere in the range of 16%. So that's pretty significant when you consider it. I know for Elon it's kind of small, but big picture, I'd be super stoked with a 16% return on pretty much any trade, right? Especially coming from traditional trading a long time ago. Again, been trading for over 15 years. I can tell you that in that experience, like 5 to 10% is awesome. Crypto, it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's average. But anyways, Elon, for lack of better terms, is definitely doing pretty well. So recovering nicely. We had a significant dip down to about 86, up, down all the way from 254. So that was a pretty huge decrease, but ever since then, it's been slowly legging up. And look, it's working perfectly within these channels here. So every single Fibonacci retracement line is effectively having an effect. In other words, you can see the price kind of come up here and resist out at about 188, came down and bounced off of support of 151, and now just broke the resistance of 188 and rejected off of 216. So like it's pretty much fulfilling the exact same, Fibonacci Fibonacci, whatever you want to call it. Prophecy. There you go. Fibonacci prophecy. All right, so let's just go ahead and look at the 1 day chart and work our way down. Moving averages don't matter, too far out. We don't have enough data essentially. Price is under 70, which is actually okay. Just bear in mind RSI at 70 does have a tendency of working as a resistance level. So that could be the reason why the price got rejected out there as well. They kind of work synonymously. Let's go ahead and move on to the 4 hour. We can see the price is kind of trending above the 50-day simple moving average, which is excellent. That's usually a pretty good support. And we're also above 50 on the RSI and below 70. So there's still more room for growth. Okay, so it's basically just telling us that if it were to, it's probably not done trying to get back up to this resistance level, and there's a good chance it could very well break that resistance and continue upwards. Just bear in mind too, the more recently, what it was about 1 day ago, it pumped up there and got rejected, but it still progressed upwards, right? To kind of honor that 50-day simple moving average. So I like to see that as well. All right, let's look at the 1 hour chart and kind of see what's going on here. I know we kind of already peeked at this here, but let's look at the Ishimoku cloud and kind of see we're above the cloud in both cases. So that's fantastic. Good news is it does work as a support level. You can see this kind of continuous support as it pushed the price up in that time frame. So really, really good. I love the fact that it bounced off the support of 151, and ever since then, right there concurrent with the Ichimoku cloud has been the price. It's been pretty much consistent the whole way up. So I'd love to see that. Let's look at TD sequential, see kind of where we're at here. We're at a 5. So basically just means we have a potential of 4 more hours of bullish momentum. Does it always happen that way? No, but oftentimes when it continues on to a 9, there's usually a turnaround, right? So we look back here, we can kind of see right at this case in point, we hit a 9 and the price slowly bounced back and recovered. Granted, that's right where the Ishimoku cloud was kind of recovering as well, so that definitely worked concurrently. But bear in mind, this 9 right here is a good, kind of give us an idea that that is an exhaustive period and it's working its way up. Another thing we want to note here too is that we are making higher highs and higher lows, right? So this is our higher high, higher low. We've got our higher high here, and we should potentially see our higher low right around here. Or again, it could even be right here as well. We don't know just yet, but depending on how much more gas this has left in the tank, we can see it come up here. There's this likelihood it might reject out at 218 again and work its way down. Another thing I see here as well is that the fact that it's making an ascending wedge pattern here. So if there is if we do see the price kind of start working itself into this little corner, then there's great chance we're going to see a break to the upside, and it would be awesome to be able to consider taking position there for a push to the resistance level somewhere right around 254. Okay, so if it breaks that resistance, there's no doubt it'll probably come up, pump another 16% to hit that target. So I'm going to go ahead and pay closer attention to this here over the next coming hours to see if this might be a good entry point for my community, because honestly, Elon has a tendency of just having nice, steady continuation patterns. And this definitely has all the right momentous indicators. We got the higher highs, higher lows. We're not quite at an exhaustive state. Even if we were, and it consolidated here, that'd be perfectly fine. But the key takeaway here is hopefully the price doesn't come down and retrace much further. I'm hoping that the price will stay and consolidate right around 189 before it legs up. If we go down to 170, that's not like a problem necessarily. It'll just mean that it'll take a little bit longer to recover and to get bounced back up here. So that being said, let's go ahead and see what the big picture time frame looks like and call it a day, because we can kind of see, obviously, and this is the same prediction as before. So if you did miss the previous videos, it'd be good for you. 466 would be a best case scenario. And that the time frame for that would be, I would say, again, best case, in 1 week's time, we'll see 466. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see that in 1 week. I'm just saying that's the best case scenario in a week to see that, based on the fact that we have had this, this whole entire time frame is roughly about 6 to 7 trading days. Okay, so that amount of volume that we've seen, or that amount of price adjustment, could essentially mirror itself and do the same thing again right up here. Okay, so just bear that in mind. There's a chance that that could happen. But more realistically, I think it'll just continue to kind of leg up, higher highs, higher lows, eventually break the resistance. And once it does break this resistance, get ready, it will likely take off. Most coins right now, at this, with the state of the market and everything, we're seeing as soon as coins break their all-time high, they just go crazy, right? There's a lot of examples out there, of course, but for lack of better terms, I think Elon has a great potential to do that. So I'm going to pay close attention here, kind of see what happens if we get a bounce off of 189. In fact, why don't we go ahead and set that to be a safe? So let's go with I'm going to mark it 193 just to be safe. That way the price bounces close to the support, then we'll consider taking a position there to the upside. Okay. So that's a really, really cool thing here. So we're looking pretty good here for Elon. I like what I see. So hopefully you find benefit here today, and obviously like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll keep a closer eye on this as per usual moving forward. A lot of these larger coins, large, I guess the ones that are very popular, for lack of better terms, they have really strong social sentiment. These are the ones to keep an eye on right now, because they're taking off regardless of how boring Bitcoin is being, right? Because a lot of the traditional coins are kind of just waiting for Bitcoin to break its resistance, where these ones don't even care about what's going on for the most part, which is really nice to see. So again, thank you so much. Check out my Patreon community as well if you want to become a better trader. I have a trading community, and I send out signals for every single trade that I take. And this will likely be a new signal here coming up soon, as long as it fits the parameters that I like to see, and it's trending closer to that right now. All right, thanks again. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.